Move it, troopers! On the double! Fire!
Hey guys, this is Luke and Todd from the Scoundrels Cantina, and welcome to another episode of A Star Wars Story. In this video, we have a fellow Star Wars channel and friend guest starring to tell an awesome story. We usually mix the expanded universe with canon in our videos, although this specific story is based only in the EU, mostly after the events of the Return of the Jedi. Anyway, it's all yours, Ryan.
Hey everyone, this is Ryan Kinel with RK Outpost. Today I'm here to talk to you about one of my favorite characters from the Star Wars Expanded Universe, and someone who I wish we got to know more about, and that's Kyp Durron. Kyp Durron was born 7 years before the Battle of Yavin, or BBY. He lived happily with his older brother Szeth and their family until the Empire rounded up the population for imprisonment. Taking his older brother Szeth for stormtrooper training on the planet Karita, Kyp and his parents were sentenced to hard labor in the spice mines of Kessel. The mines were a dangerous place, filled with lowlives and criminals from throughout the galaxy. To make matters worse, a prison revolt led to Kyp's parents being executed, leaving him completely alone. It was then Kyp met an old woman named Vima Dabota. Vima, who had long since lost her close connection to the Force, could still feel the raw Force potential radiating from Kyp. She taught him a few simple techniques and introduced him to the Force before she was hauled away by Imperials. Being able to open himself up to the Force allowed him to survive the harsh conditions in the mines for the next several years. In 11 ABY, Han Solo and Chewbacca were captured and ended up in the mines with him. Quickly recognizing Kyp's Force sensitivity, Han and Chewie managed to escape in a stolen shuttle with the help of Kyp, only to be trapped between Kessel's defense fleet and the black hole cluster known as the Maw. Kyp let his instincts take over, piloting them through the treacherous Maw, discovering the hidden Imperial Research Center, led by Admiral Dalla. Discovering a new powerful superweapon, the Sun Crusher, capable of causing a star to go supernova, they escaped with the Sun Crusher, and Kyp was introduced to Luke Skywalker. Luke, looking for students to help recreate the Jedi Order at his new Jedi Praxium on Yavin 4, was thrilled to take Kyp on. Proving himself extremely adept, Kyp quickly outpaced the other students and craved every lesson that could give him more knowledge and power. It was then he came into contact with the spirit of the ancient Dark Lord of the Sith, Exar Kun, who convinced him that he could open him to more power and new techniques. Corrupted and driven by anger, with his power augmented by the Sith Lord, Kyp incapacitated Luke and stole the Sun Crusher, planning to destroy the star system Karita in retaliation for his brother. After firing the missile into Karita's sun, he learned that his brother somehow was still alive. He raced to Karita to save him, but he was too late, watching his brother die in the resulting supernova and killing countless millions of people in the system. As Exar Kun's spirit was defeated back on Yavin 4, he was released from his influence and surrendered. One of the greatest mass murderers in history, Kyp surrendered himself for judgment. When harshly confronted by Luke Skywalker and asked what he wanted to do, Kyp realized that he wanted to forsake the darkness and commit to a life as a Jedi. Luke Skywalker, well within his rights to exile or even execute Kyp, decided to give him a chance to be a force for good in the galaxy. After hard work, self-doubt, instruction, and one final test from Luke, he was fully welcomed into the Jedi Order. Despite being welcomed and symbolically destroying the Sun Crusher, Kyp was not able to rid himself of guilt. His desire to seek atonement would define much of his early days as a Jedi. One of his first actions as a Jedi Knight, Kyp was crucial in the defense of the Jedi Praxium from forces of Admiral Pellaeon and Dalla, but resulted in the death of his friend and fellow Jedi, Dorsk 81. He also defeated ancient and powerful creatures known as the Leviathans on the mining world of Korbos, along with several new Jedi. As arguably the most gifted of Skywalker's former students, he was often dispatched on missions from the Jedi Order and helped to train many in the next generation. Kyp would eventually take an apprentice, and would be promoted to Jedi Master. Kyp became devoted to proactively seeking out what he determined was evil or chaos in the galaxy, while Luke preached a passive approach. This led to a fracture in the Jedi Order, with many younger Jedi liking Durron's aggressive approach, vice Skywalker's. Leading up to the Yuzong Vong War around 25 ABY, Kyp, a gifted pilot in his own squadron, the Dozen and Two Avengers, caused friction not only in the Jedi Order, but in the New Republic, as a seemingly renegade, uncontrollable group. But in his first encounter with Yuzong Vong Biotech, Kyp lost his entire squadron, including his apprentice, who was tortured and eventually killed. Through his own special gifts, he was barely able to survive the encounter to warn the New Republic. Watching the war spread across the galaxy, Kyp was now more ready than ever to take the fight to the enemy, and tensions continued to escalate in the Jedi Order between Durron and Skywalker. Kyp still heeded Skywalker's order for the time, but the destruction of Ithor by the Vong hardened his resolve to stop them at all costs. As the Jedi fought a losing battle, constantly retreating and participating in rescue and refugee operations, Durron had a final public schism with Skywalker, deciding to take the fight to the Vong on his own with his followers. Durron manipulated Jaina Solo, nearly forming an apprenticeship and possible relationship with her, until tricking her and the New Republic military into striking a Vong civilian target. It wasn't until he saw the near fall to the dark side of Jaina Solo that he realized how dangerous his aggressive approach had become. He helped her to step back into the light and repaired many of the rifts that had opened between him and other Jedi. Luke Skywalker eventually appointed him to the High Council despite their differences. Durron was key in finally beating back the Yuzong Vong and saving the galaxy from their brutal threat. After the war, Durron kept a lower profile as part of the Council, determined to still atone for not only his past crimes but his more recent mistakes as well. He remained vocal when he needed to be, a staunch believer that the Jedi Order had a responsibility to the Force and the galaxy ahead of loyalty to a government. He would play a critical role in the destruction of Centerpoint Station during the Second Galactic Civil War, as well as a Jedi coup to remove Chief of State Dala from power in 44 ABY. Kyp Durron's legacy is one marred by horrors, mistakes, and darkness, but it's also one of incredible deeds, perseverance, and atonement. Without the patience, guidance, and forgiving nature of Luke Skywalker, Kyp Durron could have been destined as one of the greatest villains in galactic history. Instead, he became one of its mightiest heroes.
Anyway guys, this is it on the story of Kyp Durron, and we hope you all enjoyed it and learned something new about the vast galaxy of Star Wars. A huge thank you to Ryan Kinel from RK Outpost for this collaboration, and make sure to subscribe to his channel for more expanded universe stories like this one. The link for it is in the description down below. Even though a personal headcanon still stands that Return of the Jedi should be the happy ending, the expanded universe stories after episode 6 like this one are some of the most interesting and unique, and we love it. If you want to watch more videos like this one, the links to the playlist of other Star Wars stories and videos will be down below as well. So anyway, remember guys, God is awesome, may the Force be with you always, and we'll see you in another video. You Rebel Scum.
This party's over.